there's a lot of
Right.
truth in movies like Harry Potter and Lord of the
Oh,
Rings.
Of course there is.
There's a
Yeah.
lot of truth there because magic is real. It's real.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah, it absolutely is. And, it's interesting you should bring that up. Next week, when we do our next one, I want to talk a little bit about my friend who passed away, but somebody at the viewing said something really interesting. They said, I can speak to him now that he's free of his body and that I'm able to raise my vibration to meet him, to be able to communicate with him, and the thing is that's something that I think that a lot of people, what you're talking about with the people in your organization, they're doing what's called spiritual bypassing.
That's not what it is. That hits the nail on the head. You see?
They're not looking at their own shadows. Like, why are they fearful enough to believe this psyop hook, line, and sinker?
Right. So this is the bizarre thing, Jim. They're doing this great work, but it's because he placed it in their hands. But at the same time, because they are so backward in certain ways, we all are. I'm not pointing the finger. It's such a great manipulation of karma that ordinary people can do this kind of work. See, if great masters came down, they wouldn't even be permitted to do this. But the fact that it's been touched by ordinary human hands allows karma to allow it. It's a divine intervention that would not normally be allowed unless you had ordinary people doing it. That's the brilliance of it.
Yeah.
But what it entails is all the growing pains between in that chasm. Like at some point we're going to have to cross that chasm of where we are now and to really where this great work is. At some point we're going to have to cross that chasm, but in the meantime, and you have all the ego involved with it, like they go, we're saving the world and we're doing the great work and this, that, and the other thing, while they have all these failings in the meantime. And on some level, they know that they do, but, they should listen to Mark. Like, why don't you consider that when Mark is saying, look at him, he's not afraid for you to throw him out. He's told you to throw him out. He's not afraid to stand up. I mean, is he that much of a raving lunatic? Well, if he is, you should throw him out. If I'm wrong, Jim, they should get rid of me post haste because I'm a lunatic if what I'm saying isn't true. But really, that's what they think. I guess they think they're having compassion for me. I think, oh, well, Mark, he's a good member, even though he is nuts. He, man, I don't know. I would have to say, look, man, you got to hit the road. You're really a nut job, Well,
see, this is the whole thing. That's another way that they think that they're placating their own ego by saying, we're showing him compassion. Like a person who is truly showing somebody compassion wouldn't even think, or it wouldn't even occur to them, oh, I'm showing this person compassion, because it would just be natural to them to do it.
I'm just speculating. I'm trying to get in the mind. This is a can of worms. Getting into this psychology is one can of worms that I would rather not have to deal with. Believe me.
Yeah,
and they've already asked me to leave, but there's no way I'm doing that. No way, I mean, I am more in this. This is a wedge anchor. This is to bolt something into concrete.
Yes,
and it's a clever design. How it works is when you tighten the nut at the top, you can see how this flares out at the bottom. Yeah, this is a sleeve anchor actually, and it actually, when you tighten it, it pulls this up into the sleeve and it pushes the sleeve out against the hole of the concrete, and this thing is anchored in. I'm more anchored in than this sleeve anchor. You're not getting rid of me, man. And even if they did throw me out, I don't think it would be recognized on the higher realms. The higher realms would just say, "Oh, bullshit. He's still one of us."